Assalamualaikum everyone, and welcome back to Entrepreneur Diaries. This is your girl Fatima, the founder and CEO of Apparels by FM, a modest fashion brand woven into your everyday, and also the co-founder of the Henna Sisters. And on today's episode, we are going to be talking about a few things I wish I knew before I started my modest fashion business. Now, if I were to go back and talk to the version of me that actually started Apparels by FM all those years ago, I would actually tell her a few things. Things that would have saved me time, effort, and money, and maybe a few emotional breakdowns as well. Now, just a disclaimer, all these lessons do come from my own personal experience. We are not going to be talking about anyone else. These are purely my experiences. So let's get on with the video. The one thing I wish I would have told my younger self, not just for business, but just for everything in general, but because we're talking about Apparels by FM, I wish I would have told her to start small, but also start smart. And it's not like we did go very extravagant in the beginning, but every business owner, when they're starting, they just want to grow really fast. And that doesn't always happen. And we learn and we accept that through experiences, but I wish someone would have sat me down and told me, hey, you don't need to have it all figured out from day one, you know? Now, when we say start small, you don't need a full collection. You can start with one product. These days, with a lot of businesses, when they're starting, I see them struggle with the same thing. They'll want a very wide range of colors and products before they start it. If you have the finances, if you have the resources, you have the marketing team, sure, go ahead. But it's always smart to start small. Start with one or two products, start with one or two variants of the products, and eventually grow it as you grow the business and as your community grows and as you're able to build trust with customers. Now, how to be smart is always test your products. This is one thing that we were talking about in our previous video as well. It's very important to sample and experiment with your products. So do experiment. Maybe this color A is working better for you in this season. Maybe this product B is going to work better for you in the next season. Always understand what your audience wants and then plan your growth according to that. Never over-invest before validating your idea. That comes down to the experimenting part. That comes down to not going out of your way and ordering bulk inventory for yourself without even knowing if the product is going to work in the market or not. The one product that I was not smart about when I was launching specific collections or when we just started launching our abayas was our shimmer abayas. Now, I thought that because it's the Eid season and people are going to be wanting flashy things and shiny things, I should buy a bulk of shimmer abayas and then try to sell them. First mistake, I did not validate what the market needed. I just thought that, okay, because it's Eid, because it's festive, weddings might be coming up, people are going to want that shiny stuff because it was working for hijabs. Now, if something works for one product, it doesn't mean it's going to work for the other product as well. So that's where we went wrong. We still have some of the shimmer abayas left. We did manage to sell out almost all of them. We do have just a handful left, but that was one of the products that taught us a very big lesson of always validating what your customers and audience actually needs before getting the product in. The second thing I wish I would have sat my younger self down and told her not to worry about is quality over quantity always wins. Quality always wins when it comes to products, when it comes to your followers, when it comes to your audience, when it comes to your customers. Quality is a lot better than quantity. I always tell myself this now, and I always tell others, my friends who are entrepreneurs or anyone who's talking to me about this, that quality is always, always better than quantity, specifically when it comes to your following, your audience, your customers. When you are trying to build brand loyalty and brand trust, you do not just want the customer to knock on your door once, come, grab your stuff, leave, and you close the door behind them. You do not want that. In order to build a sustainable audience, you need to be able to provide exceptional product quality, exceptional customer service, exceptional experience for the customer, and exceptional after sales service. You want to know why? If you miss out on even one of these things, the customer might think twice or thrice before coming back to you. And you do not want that. You have to put in 110% of your effort, whether it comes to your product, whether it comes to your service, so the customer does come back, and they come back just because they felt a certain way, they love the product, and they love the whole experience that they had with you. Now, when it comes to products, always select the best quality possible at the budget that you have. No one is saying go out of your way and overspend on your budget just for the quality, but with the budget that you have, with the price that you're going to be putting up in your store, always make sure that you are bringing in the best quality possible, even if you're only able to bring 10 pieces of that item. Imagine this. You bring in 10 pieces of the highest quality, the customer comes in, buys it, tells their friends, their other friends come and buy it. Now you are out of the 10 products that you ordered, and you also have a margin now where you can reinvest that into buying 10 more of the high quality products. Rather than having 100 pieces of a low quality product and having that sit on your shelves for months and months and months. It doesn't make sense. When it comes to quality, again, you have to be able to sample. You have to experiment. Sourcing from the right supplier, the right material takes time. Be patient with yourself. You have to be patient with yourself and with your suppliers, because building a relationship takes time. Even if it's with your suppliers, your supplier is not going to know from the get-go that this is what you need, this is the quality you're looking for. You have to be able to have open communication with them. Tell them that I am not going to settle for anything but the best, but I also want a reasonable price. Now, when you are very firm and openly communicating with your suppliers, they're going to be able to show you what you actually need, but you have to be patient with them. The third thing I wish I would have known earlier was understanding my numbers from the get-go. Now, being a business major, having entrepreneurship in my back pocket, and also knowing a lot of how the finances and margins work, I still struggled when I launched my own business. Now, I try helping people whenever I see them struggling with these things, but it's very important to understand your margins, your costs, and your pricing formulas. These are the 3 things that you need to have them written down, and they have to be similar for almost all the products that you are carrying. If you think that your profit margin is supposed to be 3 times the cost, it's supposed to be 3 times the cost, no questions asked, no matter if the product is of a very low price or if it's of a very high price. Never guess your prices. Always, always calculate them. If you ask me now as an expert, I will tell you that 3 times or 4 times your profit margin is a very cozy space to be in. The reason is you need profit margins for advertising, you need profit margins for doing pop-up markets, you need profit margins to be able to pay yourself and pay your employees that are helping you. And simply, you need profit margin to scale. If you were able to sell 2 products, you need to be able to buy 4 more to be able to grow your business. The 4th thing I wish I would have taught myself very early on is that logistics and operations matter more than anything. More than your branding, more than anything else, logistics and operations matter the most. Learn how to do inventory management. Learn how to count your inventory and be responsible for it. Barcoding. Barcoding saves you a whole lot of time and hassle, and I cannot emphasize this enough, especially if you are a product-based business that is selling multiple products. Do have barcodes for your products. If you are a Shopify user, Shopify uses a very simple barcode application inside the Shopify interface, and all you have to do is go in, sync all your products into it, and it'll automatically make you barcodes. You can design those barcodes according to whatever label printer you have or according to whatever labels you have, and you can put those labels onto your products. Let me actually show you. So this is our rib silk jersey hijab, and the barcode is right here. Now all I have to do when I am basically selling this to a customer, if the customer is in store or even online, it's so easy for me to just go grab this product, match the barcode, and I'm good to go. The same thing with any of our products. This is from our accessories line, a thicker counter. And this is how we designed our barcodes, just to make it easier for us. We have the name of the product, the price, and the color, or the variant, you can call it, the barcode itself that can be scanned on our POS app on Shopify, and then the barcode number right here if we need to cross-check. These barcodes have made our life so much easier. Apart from inventory management and barcoding, I wish I did this earlier. We have all our packaging synced now, but when we started, we were either folding our products a different way or we were putting them a very certain way. But the packaging that I have now, that people can actually come see the color of the hijab, and if they really want to feel the material, it's either going to be myself or my sister that are going to be wearing it. Or if you come to our home studio, we usually have open products hung right here where our abayas are, and you can feel the product. This has made the customer experience for us so much smoother and easier for us to manage as well. The last thing is shipping. I wish I knew a little bit more about shipping services when I started the business, because now, alhamdulillah, for the past few years, we have been using Stallion Express. And Stallion Express has been a game changer for us. It is one of the best services for e-com stores. They don't have any minimum, they don't have any limitations for anything. Their customer service is amazing, and as a business owner, you get really good rates for nationwide shipping. You know what else you need to learn for smooth operations? It's your supply chain and customer experience. Your customer experience is not just your branding, it's not just your website, it's not just you being nice to the customer, it's the whole thing from start to finish. How are you making your customer's life easier? That's what you need to focus on. The fifth and most important thing I wish I would have done earlier rather than later in the business was building my online store and online presence with intention. I was very late to the game. Build a fully functional website from the get-go, guys. I cannot stress this enough. Build a fully functional website from the get-go. Build your online presence from the get-go. It could be on social media, your Instagram, your Facebook, your TikTok, your YouTube. Be able to connect with customers in person and online through different channels, and it will make your customer experience so much more dynamic and different. For your online store, there are a few things that you need to focus on, and that is clarity, product photography, your SEO, and smooth and easy checkouts. Now, I have been using Shopify for my website, and it has been the best experience ever. Why I love Shopify is because I did not have to hire a designer. I did not have to overpay anyone to be able to get what I wanted in the website out there. Yes, it took me a lot of time, but I was able to do everything myself because Shopify is so easy to use. Now, when it comes to your online presence, there are two things that you need to focus a lot on. First is make your online store as simple as possible. The first time the person goes to your website, they should be able to navigate through everything. They should be able to navigate through your products, what services you provide, if you provide a service, what is new in stock, and if there are any favorites for the season or for the month or whatever you want to do. And also testimonials if you can have them on your website. The second thing that is very important for you to have on your website is very clear product descriptions. Now, if you're asking from a product-based business owner how the descriptions are supposed to be, I am going to tell you to have them as detailed as possible, down to the T. Why? Because it's very easy for the customer to understand what the product is, what is included, how is the thing gonna be. If there's pictures of models, like for example for us, we have pictures of models on the website, so you can include the height of the model, what size they're wearing, so people can see different silhouettes, different sizes, different lengths of how things are gonna look like in real life. You want to be able to be as descriptive as possible so the customer has the least amount of doubts when they are buying the product from you. This also helps you create that excellent customer experience and build that trust and brand loyalty. The other thing I would say is the one thing that you need to build with your customer for them to be able to recognize that this is your brand or this is your product immediately without them having to go through the headline or see the logo or whatever, is your branding. Your branding, your colors. Now, you do not have to go crazy on your branding. Have simple colors that resonate with you and your brand. Have a simple logo, a simple tagline. Nothing has to be over the top. Everything has to be functional, practical, and ready to go. The sixth thing I wish I would have told myself, and I wish I would have improved myself in, is communication. Communication is everything when you are a small business owner. Now, why do I say that? Because being an entrepreneur, being a small business owner, you want to build relationships. You want to build a strong community with your customers, with other fellow business owners as well. Yes. Do not feel threatened. Do not feel like there is competition everywhere. You need to be able to let go of that fear. And as we always say in Magnetic Muslimah, collaboration over competition. The earlier you understand this, the easier it's going to be for you as a business owner, because, guys, business is not run alone. Communication is also very important when you are trying to support others, when you're trying to collaborate, when you are trying to build a presence online. Communication is key, and you can learn different forms of communication from different people, or even through your own experience. Let's say you had a really rough time with a customer. After every interaction, sit down and think about what you could have done better. Especially if you're starting off, you're not going to be perfect. No one is saying that you have to be perfect, but you have to be able to learn from your experiences. The seventh thing I still try to teach myself as a small business owner is tawakkul and timing. I can talk all about tawakkul, but as a human being, I do go off track a lot of the times, and it's very, very, very important to understand that Allah is the one who controls your risk. One thing no one teaches you when you start a business, especially if you have never worked a retail or a corporate job in sales. I'm not talking about any other department. If you have never worked in sales, it is going to be very, very difficult for you to understand this and learn this, but it is the reality. There are going to be slow seasons. There are going to be dead months. Not all 12 months of the year are blooming. There are going to be disappointments. There is going to be doubt. But what are you going to do? You have to believe in yourself. You have to have tawakkul in Allah. And then you have to tie your camel, do everything that you can, and just leave it to Allah and see the magic happen. If we talk a little bit more about the seasons and how some seasons are blooming and how some seasons are completely dead and you are not making any sales, this is completely normal. I know a lot of business coaches out there are going to be like, no, you have to be making like 20K a month, 20K a month, 20K a month. Yes, maybe in 3 to 5 years. But when you start, no, And you want to know why? It's because you're still building your brand loyalty, you're still building the trust. And also, if you only focus on success and becoming rich, then you're not going to be able to give the customer what they actually need or the experience that they deserve. If I give you an example of some high and low seasons, high seasons for us Muslims are Ramadan and Eid. They're basically Christmas and Black Friday for everyone else around the world. Eid al-Adha is also a blooming season. Then it comes wedding seasons a lot of the time, specifically if you are a modest fashion brand or if you're a clothing brand. The wedding season is going to be a high peak season for you, which usually is June, July, or August, and sometimes it's September or November, December. There are going to be dead months, guys. Again, I cannot emphasize this enough. There are going to be dead months, but those are the months where you can actually do your planning. You can actually sit down and do thorough inventory checks. You can design new collections. You can work on your social media. You can go out, communicate with others. You can network. There are so many things that you can do in the slow seasons rather than sitting at home like a slum and just basically being disappointed that you're not able to make sales. The last thing I would say, and this is more so for myself than anyone else, maybe you're not going to be able to make a sale every day, and that's okay. Do you understand that? I'm going to repeat myself. You might not make a sale every day of the year, and that is okay. That is normal. But you need to know that you are doing amazing. And that's all that matters. So guys, these were the few things that I wish I would have known when I started my modest fashion brand, Apparels by FM. And if you are a small business owner that just started, or if you want to be an entrepreneur and start your business, I hope this helped you in some way or the other. Why don't you guys comment down below that one thing you wish you knew before you started your business, or maybe what's holding you back from starting now? And until next time, guys, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, because we are building with grit, discipline, and tawakkul as always. And until next time, guys, Assalamualaikum.